Day 39. Yeah, can't believe we made it. Yeah, it's almost over. I fought really hard to get to the end. Hopefully tonight I'll be able to convince the jury that I deserve to win. I'm gonna bring my A game, and if all goes well, I should be able to be a millionaire tonight.
I'm excited to have made it this far. You know, Day 39 is a huge achievement. I'm proud of the way I played, and I just need to go into the jury and convince them that I deserve to win, because I feel like I do deserve to win. I made it this far, and hopefully they'll see that and respect that.
Coming into the game, I was pretty sure I'd be an early out, but I'm still here. I think the jury might not be super receptive for voting for me, but I do believe I played a better game than Sam and Tony, and I just need to go in there and, knock it out of the park. That's all I can do at this point, is just convince 3 or 4 people. That might just be all I need. Welcome, survivors, to the final Tribal Council. Now introducing the members of the jury. Matthew, Jordan, Kim, Ryan, Rosie, Douglas, and Ben voted off the last Tribal Council. You 3 have made it as far as you can in this game. Tonight, however, the power shifts to the jury. These 7 players who you've had a hand in voting out will have a hand in voting for one of you to win the game. One by one, they'll ask you questions. You'll answer them, and then they'll vote for a winner. Alright, Matthew, you can go up first. I'd like to start by saying congratulations to you 3 on making it to the end. Sam, I've got a question for you. You're the only one of the 3 who I haven't met, so I'd kind of like to know, what was your game about? How did you play? That sort of stuff. Well, to answer your question, Matthew, I think throughout the game I tried to play with honesty and just trust. Right off the bat, I really didn't want it to just evolve into alliances and chaos. I wanted everyone to kind of be on the same page. And so throughout the game, I just kind of stuck with my group, stayed loyal to them, and just played a game that I could be proud of, because I never once went back on any deals I made, and I played with integrity. So that was kind of my play style. Well, thank you. Jordan, you're up next. Okay, so my question for you guys, it might be a little basic, but I think it's an important one to ask at any tribal council. So my question is, what was the biggest move you made in the game? And I'm going to start with Allie. I think the biggest move I made was probably trying to get rid of Douglas at the final 7. At that point, he was clearly way too powerful, and I decided it was time to flip. So Rosie and I, we went to Sam and Tony, we pitched the idea of getting rid of Douglas, and that was the plan. Obviously, it didn't work out in the end. Douglas had an idol, but I was willing to make that move, and it almost worked out in my favor. Alright. Sam, how about you? What was your biggest move? Well, I think my biggest move, that's a good question. I think my biggest move was probably voting out Rosie, just because we're kind of on the same page of targeting Ben, but instead we flipped it on her, but I think that was more Tony's idea. Alright, how about you, Tony? What was your biggest move? My biggest move was hiding the fake idol. After you got voted out, I knew I was on the bottom with Sam and Kim, and so I made a fake idol, I hid it by the well, and Douglas happened to find it, and I think this was a huge move on my behalf, because it made him confident, it made him feel safe at the final 5, and we could finally get rid of him, because he didn't have that protection that he thought he did. Alright, good answers, guys. That's all I got. Kim, you're up next. Well, I know who I'm not voting for, so I only really got a couple questions. One for Sam, one for Tony. Tony, my question for you is, why did you vote me out? Well, I voted you out, Kim, because it was really the only option, right? If I'd written down Ben's name, nothing would have changed. So, yeah, I kind of had to be you that night, and I did it as a way to show trust between myself and Allie and Rosie. And it was nothing against you, it was just really the only option I had. Alright, fair enough. Sam, my question for you is, how involved were you in the strategy of the game? Because to me, it seemed like you just kind of let other people tell you what to do. Well, I think that might be somewhat true, but I don't believe it's entirely true. I was always part of the decision making. I was always aware of what was going on in the Alliance, and I feel like to say I was completely out of it is just unfair, because Tony and I, we were on the same page. We planned together, she took into account my opinion, I took into account hers, and we always tried to do what was best for us. Right, fair enough. Ryan, it's your turn. Okay, so my question is for Allie. I really can't say I saw much agency in your game, so I kind of just wanted to explain how I'm wrong in that opinion. Well, Ryan, I think I played with a lot of agency, especially in the beginning of the game. Right off the bat on Gen 2, I was on the bottom, because obviously I'm a celebrity, and a lot of people didn't want to work with me because of that. So I had to play hard. I had to form connections with Rosie, I had to form one with Douglas. I had to be willing to get rid of Noah at the first vote, and form the Gen 2 Alliance, which really just stuck around for most of the game. But I wasn't fine with just sitting in that alliance. I was willing to make moves against them. I was willing to try to take destiny in my own hands and blindside Douglas instead of just sitting back and letting him control the game. I mean, I was always planning to vote him out. It wasn't something you came to me and said to do. It was always my intention to do it. And then as the game progressed, I was still willing to make moves. I was willing to vote off Ben. I was willing to vote off Douglas. I was always, got my head in the game. And I feel like I played a well enough game and I wasn't just sitting back and doing nothing. Fair enough. Rosie, it's your turn. Okay, so I'd like to start by saying again, congrats to you guys making it to the end. I'm glad it's you three. My question for all of you is, did you play a more strategic, physical, or social game? And Tony, I'll ask that to you first. I think for me, I played a more strategic game. I was always assessing my options, and I was always trying to do what was best for my game. So I'd say strategic was probably what I had down the most. How about you, Sam? For me, I think it would be social. I was trying to be social with everyone, Tony, with you, with Allie, with Ben in the pre-merge and in the merge as well. Jordan, Kim. I was always trying to talk to people, so I was trying to make connections with everyone. And I think socially I did a good job. Alright, I can see that. How about you, Allie? I think social would be mine as well. Right, I had to make good connections with everyone. I only got one vote against me in the entire game. I was always having to be involved in the conversations, knowing what was going on. I think I made good connections with everyone. Well, thank you guys, and good luck. Douglas, it's your turn. Well, guys, I don't really know what to say. Tony, my question for you is, did you plan for me to find the fake idol, or was it just kind of luck? Well, I think part of it was luck. I did make sure to hide it when I knew someone would be able to find it. If someone like Ryan had came to the well at that point, he would have probably found it, but I think it was kind of lucky that you found it. But yeah, it wasn't my intention for it to be specifically you. Right, fair enough. And out of curiosity, where was the real idol hidden? It was hidden at that big tree behind the shelter. Oh, nice. And Ben, you can close us off. Well, I don't really have a question, I just have a couple comments about each of your games. Allie, I think you were well insulated for most of the game, but you kind of just rode coattails. You never really played for yourself. You're always kind of looking to see what other people were doing and just following. So I'm not exactly sure you should win. Sam, I got a lot of respect for you as a person, but as a player, your playstyle was kind of just... It's good to get to the end, but I really don't think it's good to win, because you never really made any moves. You just stayed loyal, which I get is what you wanted to do, but I don't really think you stood out too much in terms of gameplay. Tony, again with you, I feel like you played a good game, but you're on the bottom for most of the game, and you never really had too much control until the end, so I'm not entirely sure who I'm going to vote for. And with that, it is time to vote. Matthew, you can start us off. You played a game that was true to yourself, and I can't help but respect that. Never expected to vote for you to win, but I think you do deserve it. I think this is pretty self-explanatory, but I'm voting for Allie. I hope she can win this thing. I think Tony played the strongest game of the three, so that's why she's got my vote. I'll go tally the votes. I've tallied the votes. Remember, these are votes for a winner, so you want to see your name on these parchment papers. For one last time, I will now read the votes. First vote, Tony. Second vote, Allie. That's one vote Tony, one vote Allie. Sam. We're tied. One vote Tony, one vote Allie, one vote Sam, 4 votes left. Tony. That's 2 votes for Tony, 1 vote Allie, 1 vote Sam. Fifth vote, Allie. That's 2 votes for Tony, 2 votes for Allie, 1 vote Sam, 2 votes left. The 6th vote. Tony. The final vote. And the winner of LEGO Survivor Season 12, The Falkland Islands. Tony, congratulations. I won. It's a crazy feeling. Coming into the game, I really didn't know how I would do, and this is just amazing. The jury, they respected my game. I'm just grateful they did, because this is just life-changing. The $1 million, the win, everything is just an amazing feeling to know my hard work paid off, and I did it. I made it to the end and I won it. Congratulations to Tony, and congratulations to you, the viewer, for sticking around and seeing this season through. It feels amazing to be done 12 seasons. Never thought we'd make it this far, but that begs the question, what's next? Season 13's next. I got a cast ready, the intro will be out soon, but beyond that, I'm not too sure. I start college in a couple weeks, so I don't know when the episodes are going to come out. The upload schedule might be a bit wacky, but I'll hopefully have Season 13 done before the end of the year, and then we'll go from there. So until then, there's been nothing to see here but the finale of Season 12, and I'll see you all in the next one.